Are we live? It looks like we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Pop Culture Asylum. I'm your host, Gabriel. I hope everyone had an incredible day. Today was very cold, but today was a very, very chill day for me, and I hope everyone had a great day as well. And of course, last night was the Royal Rumble, and of course, everyone has their review out right now, except for me. Now, I was originally scheduled to post this video like very early on today, but I actually slept over in my sister's house to watch the Royal Rumble, and I basically spent the entire day there. So I just got home, and of course, I'm doing the video right now. So, so I'm gonna put my 2 cents. I'm going to review the Royal Rumble. Obviously, that was my plan all along, anyways, to review the Royal Rumble. And I know most of you have seen a lot of reviews from many YouTube content creators. So I'm just gonna keep this one short and sweet. Like I'm not going to go into detail about the championship matches. I will talk about like what I liked a little bit, what I didn't like, but the only matches that I'm going to go into detail a little bit is the women's Royal Rumble and the men's Royal Rumble. That's it. Everyone else, I'm going to say things here and there, but I'm not going to go into much detail. So I guess you can say this is like a little quick review of what I thought, like what basically my short review of the Royal Rumble. Now, the Royal Rumble last night was a great show. I really enjoyed myself. It was actually the very first, no, because I enjoyed TLC. Like I feel like they did a great job with the Royal Rumble last night. Very, very well done. Like this show has there is stuff here and there that I didn't like, but this show was good. This show was really, really good. And without further ado, let's get this review underway. So, we're going to talk about the opening matchup. Drew McIntyre defending the WWE Championship against Goldberg. And of course, this was a Goldberg match. This was short, this was sweet, nothing too crazy happened. And thank God the right man won. The right man won. Drew McIntyre retains the WWE Championship over Goldberg. Of course, after the matchup, Drew McIntyre and Goldberg had a little respect moment. Goldberg trying to pull over Drew McIntyre. But I am just really blessed and grateful that they did not give the championship to Goldberg. And Goldberg didn't even end up in the Royal Rumble match either. So thank God for that. Thank God. The right man won. I'm glad Drew McIntyre won. And I'm glad that they started with this matchup, and I'm glad they gave us the right decision because I didn't want to be scared for like the whole night. So I'm glad that this was the opening matchup. I'm glad that it was short, and I'm glad the right man won. Drew McIntyre retains the WWE Championship, and I couldn't be happier. Then we're gonna talk about our next matchup. Sasha Banks defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Carmella with Reggie on her corner. And what can I say? These two ladies have amazing chemistry. This was an incredible matchup. I really enjoyed this matchup. Like Sasha Banks retained the SmackDown Women's Championship over Carmella, but like again, both of these ladies have great chemistry. They killed it at TLC, and they definitely killed it tonight. Such an amazing matchup between Sasha Banks and Carmella. Really great matchup. Really great match. Then we are going to talk about the first Royal Rumble match. And personally, in my opinion, the women's Royal Rumble match is much better than the men's Royal Rumble match. Not to say the men's Royal Rumble was bad, but there were certain things that I didn't like in the men's rumble. While in the women's rumble, even though there's like one or two things I didn't like, this women's Royal Rumble was really structured good, and the right woman won. But we'll get to that in a little bit. First, we got to talk about all the ladies who made their surprise entrances, and so we also saw some returns in the Royal Rumble matchup. Those ladies are as follows. Naomi. We haven't seen Naomi in a while, so I'm glad she's back. Jillian Hall. Oh, God. I'm not a fan of Jillian Hall. I'm not going to lie. She's so annoying. But I will say this. She was pretty decent in the Rumble match. Victoria. Ooh, Victoria. Man, I am a sucker for Victoria. Like, I'm glad Victoria made her appearance in the Rumble. Like that I popped right there. I fucking love Victoria. She is incredible. Tori Wilson, the All-American Girl. Mickie James, Hardcore Country, and Alicia Fox were all surprise entrances in the Women's Royal Rumble. So those are all the surprises in the Rumble match for the women. Then we got to talk about one of the things I didn't like. Okay, so Bayley was number one in the Royal Rumble match. And Bayley was killing it for most of the matchup. Like, Bayley was the Iron Woman of this matchup. But she didn't make it to the final 4. Hell, she didn't even make it to the final 10. In the middle of the match, Bayley got eliminated by Bianca Belair. And to make matters worse, they didn't even show it. They didn't even cut to Bayley being eliminated. They literally missed Bayley being eliminated. Like, come on. Like, again, Bayley did put up a great performance, and I knew Bayley wasn't going to win. I didn't want her to win anyways, but at least make her the Iron Woman. Well, technically she was, no, Bayley wasn't the Iron Woman of the matchup. Another woman was an Iron Woman, the Iron Woman of this matchup. But I feel like Bayley kind of got screwed here. Like, Bayley was number one. Like, she showcased what she can do, and she was doing incredible for the first half, to the point where I thought she was going to be in the final 4 at least, but no. She got eliminated out of nowhere in the middle of the matchup. And the worst part, we didn't even see her get eliminated. So I'm not a fan. I'm really not a fan of that. Now you're probably wondering, if Bayley wasn't the Iron Woman of this matchup, who was? Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley coming back for revenge. And she was dominating. She was eliminating women left and right. Like, Dana Brooke, gone. And I don't know any other ladies that she eliminated, but she eliminated a lot of women. A lot of women. Like, Rhea Ripley was a freaking monster in this matchup. And whew, great performance by Rhea Ripley. Then we got to talk about one part of the matchup that I also didn't like. The 24/7 championship. Okay, so R-Truth comes out, like, distracting Alicia Fox, and then all the shenanigans comes out, like Humberto Carrillo, which we haven't seen in a while. Like, what the hell? Like, Drew Gulak, like, come on. Drew Gulak deserves better, man. Come on, really? The 24/7 championship needs to go. Okay, it is trash. It is little trash. I hate the 24/7 championship. It shouldn't even be a thing in the first place. Okay, they need to get rid of it entirely. But during the matchup, Alicia Fox, pin R-Truth, and then, like, all that stuff happened, like, blah blah. It's like, I don't care. Okay, get rid of the championship. Okay, and stop doing these random 24/7 tirades. It's not fun anymore. It's not fun anymore. Okay, get rid of the title. Okay, it's dumb. It's trash. Nobody asked for the 24/7 championship to be a thing in the first place. Okay, it's just stupid. So, other than that, next up in my notes, Lana came out and finally got her revenge, eliminating Nia Jax. And you're probably wondering, how did she do it? Well, obviously, if you guys watched the pay per view, then you know. But the case for the people watching this video that didn't watch the Rumble, Lana literally pulled down the ropes, and then Nia Jax used too much momentum, and it was her momentum that threw her out. Yay! Lana got her revenge in a storyline that literally no one gave a shit about in the first place. Yay. Now we get back to the good parts. Okay, we were down to the final three: Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley, and my girl Bianca Belair. Okay, these three ladies went to war, and Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair eliminated Charlotte out of the matchup. So literally, the final two was Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. And honestly, both of these ladies could have won the Rumble, and it would make sense. I would be happy. But I'm glad that Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley were the final two, because it really showcased the future of the women in WWE. I really, really like that. And Belair and Ripley killed it. They freaking killed it. Both of these ladies went to war. These two ladies beat the living hell out of each other. But eventually, Bianca Belair wanted it more, eliminated Rhea Ripley, and Bianca Belair is your 2021 Women's Royal Rumble winner. Hell yeah! Right call, WWE. WWE did the right call. Okay? Now, obviously, we had some favorites like Alexa Bliss, Bailey, and speaking of Alexa Bliss, let me get to that to 1 second. Alexa Bliss came into the matchup, and Alexa Bliss was about to turn to this dark theme character, but then she got eliminated. She wasn't even a part of the matchup for long. I feel like that was kind of dumb. I did not like how Alexa Bliss got eliminated, especially that fast. But I digress. But back to Bianca Belair. She's your 2021 Women's Royal Rumble winner, and such an amazing performance by Bianca. She definitely deserved it. The right woman won. Okay? And if I was going to be right about anything for one of these Royal Rumbles, it was going to be for the women. And I would be shocked if Bianca Belair didn't win. But Bianca Belair won the Royal Rumble, and I couldn't be happier. She deserves it. She's talented. She's amazing on the mic. She is a star. She is a freaking star. Okay, that's all I got to say on that. Congratulations to Bianca Belair. And again, Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair, SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania. That's the money match. That's the money match. Okay, and I really hope we get this matchup at WrestleMania. Obviously, we will, but knowing WWE, you always gotta have there's always a little bit of certainty, because again, this is WWE. They do stupid shit at times, but again, Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair is the right call. That needs to happen at WrestleMania. Okay, that would be an incredible matchup. Then Bad Bunny had his performance. singing his song about Booker T. Booker T was there. Not a fan of his performance. I'm not a fan of him in general. I'm just not a Bad Bunny guy. And as a Hispanic, as a Puerto Rican, I didn't even know half of what he was saying. Like I didn't even know what he was saying half of the time. It's like I'm not a Bad Bunny guy, but if you guys enjoyed it, then more power to you. Then we got to talk about, without a doubt, the match of the night. The match of the night. Hands down. Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens in the last man standing match for the Universal Championship. Oh my God. Oh my God. If there's any matchup you should go back and watch, it's this one. Such a great match. Such a brutal match. These two men beat the living hell out of each other. Like Reigns threw Owens like off top of the like Thunderdome, like where the crowd was, through the tables. Obviously, it wasn't enough to take down Owens. Roman Reigns ran over Kevin Owens with a golf cart, which I thought was funny and out of nowhere. And then Kevin Owens legit did a swanton bomb from a freaking forklift to Roman Reigns, which I thought was cool. And oh my God, one of the best false finishes I have ever seen in pro wrestling. Okay, so Roman Reigns was handcuffed like in one of the stage poles, and like Roman was stuck, and he was trying to like, and he was stuck like because his hand was handcuffed on like the lowest part of the pole. So Roman Reigns was stuck. Referees counting to 9, and legit, like Kevin Owens was about to win the title, but Roman Reigns had the referee by his shirt, throw him right into the lights. Like that was freaking awesome. That was incredible. And of course, the new referee came out, and there was a little botch in the end where like Paul Heyman was trying to like unlock the handcuffs off of Roman Reigns. But by the time that was happening, like if the ref was actually counting, Roman Reigns would have lost. But the referee didn't count. So that was a little bit of a botch. But other than that small botch, like Roman Reigns picks up the victory, knocking out Kevin Owens with the guillotine. And other than that small botch, I thought this was an incredible match. I thought this was an incredible matchup between Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens. And this is definitely match of the year in my opinion. A definitely not a match of the year, but a candidate for match of the year. So after that, we get to the men's Royal Rumble matchup. Of course, I'm going to go over the surprise entrances in the Royal Rumble matchup. Of course, there was Carlito. I spit in the face of people who do not want to be cool. Oh man, it was great seeing Carlito back. I fucking love Carlito. Like, who doesn't love Carlito? It's Carlito. Like, come on. He's amazing. And bro, he was jacked. He was jacked. Like, he looked good. Like, holy mother of mackerel, he looked good. Just saying. And then we also had Christian. Christian was in this matchup. We also had Kane, Hurricane Helms, Sam Beck, because the Hurricane's coming through. And the returning Friday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins. Yes, Seth Rollins came back, Mr. Daddy for Becky Lynch. Well, let's talk about this match. So right off the bat, Randy Orton and Edge were number 1, and they brawled like crazy. And Edge literally, and to keep it short, Edge took out Randy Orton and just smashed Randy Orton's knee with the chair. So technically, Randy Orton was out for 90% of the matchup, which technically that's what happened. But let's move forward a little bit. Edge and Christian comes out helping Edge, and oh my God, This was a great moment. Edge and Christian literally hugged each other out and teamed up in the Royal Rumble matchup. That was literally one of the greatest moments in Royal Rumble history. The fact that Edge and Christian were teaming up for the first time in 9 years, this was incredible. This was amazing. One of the best parts about the Royal Rumble. Seeing Edge and Christian do their thing, amazing. Freaking amazing. Then before we continue, we're going to move back a little bit. We need to talk about Keith Lee. So Keith Lee was originally scheduled to be in the Royal Rumble match, but of course Mia Yim got COVID. She was positive for COVID, and of course Keith Lee and Mia Yim are a couple, so more than likely Keith Lee got COVID as well. So first of all, I hope and pray Keith Lee and Mia Yim has a speedy recovery. Speedy recovery. But to take his spot was none other than Ricochet. Ricochet, which I wouldn't mind him being in the Royal Rumble. But here's the thing. He lost to AJ Styles 2 weeks ago. And if Ricochet lost, he wouldn't be in the Royal Rumble matchup. And I get it. I was like, hey, like, did someone need to take Keith Lee's place? And again, that's understandable. But they couldn't have chose any other wrestler except for Ricochet. It's like what's the point of having that matchup in the first place if you're not gonna go with the stipulation? Ricochet lost. He should have been in the Rumble match, but he did. Makes no fucking sense. And you're wondering why I am irritated with WWE at times, because the logic is not there. The logic is not there at times. And it just annoys me. It just fucking annoys me. Okay, Ricochet should have been in this Rumble. I'm glad he was, but he shouldn't, because he lost. And the stipulation was, if Ricochet lost, he wouldn't be in the Rumble match. And it goes to show, what was the point of, like, oh, you have to get like an invitation to be in the Rumble, and if you didn't get an invitation, you have to earn your spot. What was the point of all that? What was the point of all that? That was dumb. That was fucking dumb and a waste of time. Honestly. But that was a little rant by me. Now we go back to the positives a little bit. Daniel Bryan and Matt Riddle, they were in that matchup for a good amount of time. And these two men, oh my God. These two men put up, like the parts that they fought, they put up some best technical spots. Like, both men like did some amateur wrestling moves, like freaking triangle holds and arm bars. Like, these two men, oh my God, I want to see this matchup again in the future. Both men are fucking incredible. Okay, both men are extremely talented. And like, again, for some people that love real amateur wrestling, there you go. Matt Riddle and Daniel Bryan. Hell yes. And also in this matchup, Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins. Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins actually had a altercation in the Rumble. And bro, even though both men hate each other and they're probably not going to work together again, like, they have great chemistry. I like what they did with Seth Rollins and Matt Riddle. Such great stuff. Such great stuff. Now we're going to do one more mini rant. And that is the treatment of two specific superstars who were fan favorites to win the Royal Rumble. And that's Big E Langston and my boy, Shinsuke Nakamura. Okay? First of all, we're going to talk about Nakamura. So Nakamura came out number 7. he was dominating, like he was doing a great job. And like they were doing like promos of him. Nakamura did multiple promos on social media where like the King of Strong Style is back and that he needs to win the Royal Rumble. And he was putting on a great performance. But then Baron Corbin comes out. A man that we rarely see and that no one cares about. And Baron Corbin is the one to eliminate Nakamura. Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? Baron Corbin, a man no one cares about, a man that we rarely saw at all. And Baron Corbin eliminates a fan favorite in Nakamura? Like, you couldn't at least give Nakamura the final four? Like, are you shitting me? It's like, come on. You did Nakamura dirty. Okay, that just pissed me off. But what pissed me off more was the treatment of Big E Langston. Big E Langston was another like guy who was doing extremely well in the Rumble matchup. And he was doing an incredible job. He was lasting for a long period of time. But you want to know who eliminated Big E? You want to know? You want to know? Was it AJ Styles? No. Was it Sheamus? No. Was it Braun Strowman? No. Was it Edge? No. Was it Bobby Lashley? No. Was it Matt Riddle? No. Was it Cesaro? No. Was it Rey Mysterio? No. AJ Styles' manager almost eliminated Big E Langston. After Big E was putting up a great performance in the Rumble match, and he's going to be eliminated by a person who is not even in the match, a person that doesn't even matter? Like, you couldn't at least let someone in the match eliminate Big E, like a Styles or an Edge or a Christian or a Riddle or a Bryan? Really? Almost? Like, they did Big E dirty. They did Big E dirty, man. Like I didn't expect him to win the Royal Rumble, but come on. At least get eliminated by a Styles or a Strowman or a Riddle or a Bryan. But no, he got eliminated by someone who is not even important and is not even in the matchup in the first place. Doesn't make any fucking sense. Okay, they did Big E dirty. They did him dirty, man. They did Big E dirty, man. That's just fucked. That is just messed up. But other than that, we need to get back to the positive. And the last positive we're going to talk about, well, I won't exactly say a positive. It's not a negative, but it's not exactly a positive either. And that's Edge winning the Royal Rumble. Okay, now before you click the dislike button, okay, let me explain. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Edge. I love Edge. Okay, who doesn't? Like, the fact that he came back and all that is incredible. And it was cool seeing Edge win the Royal Rumble initially. But the more that I think about it, Edge didn't really need to win the Royal Rumble match. There is no reason for him to win the Royal Rumble match. Like again, I get it's cool. I'm glad that he won the Royal Rumble match. In a way, I'm kind of glad that he won the Royal Rumble match because he was a fan favorite and like he kind of deserves it. But here's the thing. Edge doesn't really need this Royal Rumble win. Like from like a Bryan, a Cesaro, a Nakamura, a Big E, a Jey Uso, they could have benefited from a Royal Rumble win. Edge doesn't need a Royal Rumble win. What they could have done is Edge would have got eliminated. He's desperate to win a championship, and Edge would instead get a matchup against Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania, and Roman Reigns would face the winner of the Royal Rumble, like a Bryan or a Nakamura or a Big E. But instead, they went for Edge. And, like, don't get me wrong, like, Edge versus Drew McIntyre or Edge versus Roman Reigns are both great matches. Both great matches for WrestleMania. Both great programs. Personally, Edge, and let me get to that for 1 second. Edge versus Roman Reigns is a bad idea. I'm saying that right now. Such a bad idea. Now, again, I'm not saying that the program could be bad or anything. Like the promos would be awesome and the match would be really good. But first of all, both Edge and Reigns are established stars. They're already established stars. And not just that, what is there to benefit from that match? What? Edge, on one hand, like, is already a multiple time world champion. And Roman Reigns, like, he already won multiple world championships. Like, he's already an established star. So, yeah, it would be a great match and we would have great promos and such, but there's no benefit. There's no benefit for either man in this matchup. But Edge versus Drew McIntyre, on the other hand, Drew McIntyre would benefit greatly if he defeated Edge to retain the WWE Championship. Because even though Drew McIntyre, like is doing a decent job as WWE champion, like a decent, like, I won't say a great job, but it's not Drew McIntyre's fault. It's creator's fault for literally sucking on Monday Night Raw. But Drew McIntyre is doing what he could, but he hasn't had that breakout WWE Championship matchup performance. And I feel like he can have it with Edge. Okay, and Drew McIntyre defeating Edge to retain the title. First of all, in my opinion, Edge versus Drew McIntyre would be a much better matchup than Edge versus Roman Reigns. Okay, like, Drew McIntyre would benefit greatly from Edge, and the storyline makes just as much sense. You got Drew McIntyre, like, it's a must-win situation for both men. Like, Edge, like, this could be his last chance on winning the WWE Championship. And Drew McIntyre needs that breakout win. He needs that one matchup that defines him as a great champion. Okay? So it's like it's a must-win situation for both men. As in Edge versus Roman Reigns, as two established stars, it doesn't work. No one benefits. But Edge versus Drew, even though Edge is an established star, Drew McIntyre is not exactly an established star yet. And Drew McIntyre defeating an established star like Edge could be great for Drew McIntyre and his WWE Championship reign. But that's just my opinion. But I feel like they could have done it without Edge winning the Royal Rumble. I feel like they could have done that without Edge winning the Royal Rumble. Like, I'm not hating on WWE giving Edge the win for the Royal Rumble, but I feel like they could have just gave it to some, like, they could have gone to so many other ways. They could have given it to Bryan, Nakamura, Big E, Jey Uso, etc. Okay, but that's just my opinion. Other than a couple of small things I didn't like or I didn't agree with here and there, I still thought this was a great show. Like, I won't say this is like a 10 out of 10 show, but I'll give this show like an 8 out of 10. WWE did a good job with this. They did a really good job with this. And that's all I got to say on that. That was the Royal Rumble review. And yeah, the road to WrestleMania officially begins. So that's my review. I hope you guys enjoy. If you guys enjoy, make sure you leave a like, make sure you leave a comment, and if you guys like this content, make sure you subscribe so that way you don't miss any of my videos. And don't forget to ring the notification bell. And tell me, like, did you like the pay-per-view? Did you guys not like the pay-per-view? Was there a specific thing you like? Was there a specific thing you hate? I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. And my only rule in this channel is to not be assholes in the comment section. Just don't be assholes to each other in the comment section. Okay, let's all have civilized conversations. Okay, and if you guys have an opinion, say it. Say it. I ain't judging. Okay, just don't be assholes in the comment section. Let's all have a civilized conversation. Okay, but that's all I gotta say on that. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. And if you guys, and I really appreciate you for the people watching this video, because I know a lot of content creators in the IWC already did their reviews, and I'm sure you're already like bloated with like seeing review after review after review for the Royal Rumble. So for the people that stuck around to watch my perspective on of my review of the Royal Rumble, I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for watching. And I hope you guys have a nice rest of the night. I got to get ready for Raw. Hopefully Raw's good tonight, but my expectation is like low. But until next time, this is your boy Gabriel, and I will see you next time in the asylum.